Alright guys, what is up? It's your boy PrinceRichi and welcome to this live reaction. We're gonna go crazy. Is everything good? Is everything good? Is it recording nicely? Let's go. I'm gonna nut. Oh my goodness. Is the audio okay? Is the audio sync very cool? What is that? That's Slytherin. I think I need to turn the audio up a little.
What's up, everybody?
What is up, bro?
First Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream. I'm Chandler Wood, community manager here.
What's up,
at
Chandler?
Software,
What is up,
we've got
Chandler?
a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we
Show
get
me, Chandler.
into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to.
Okay.
First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content.
My guy, he's so happy. Why is he smiling like that?
Conspiracy theorist.
Guilty as charged.
One half of Expecto Go, James Whitehead.
Oh.
Yes. I'm James Whitehead.
My brother.
Bring you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content, and I am one half of Expecto Go, the other half, my wife Sue, represents that other half. So I'm excited to be.
He says
here.
wife.
Thank you,
That's pretty cool.
Avalanche Software, for inviting me. I cannot wait to go over this game. I just gotta say that.
Welcome, thank you for being here. And we've got
I'd be
people
happy
from
to.
the studio, just two of the many people bringing this thing together. The magic of Hogwarts Legacy. Game director Alan Tu. Hello, everyone.
That's a game director.
Environment artist and
Alright,
Hogwarts
Alan.
expert, Boston Madsen.
If I see anything wrong with the game, if I see anything wrong with the game, you're getting flamed. I'm just telling you straight up. I'm telling you straight up.
So what we're going to be showing you today, first,
If I see one bug in the game, that's your head.
And you have to create yourself when you get into to get into Hogwarts and bring your whole authentic self to Hogwarts. So we're going to show you that character creator. Then we're going to dive into a tour of Hogwarts, and it's just a small tour of Hogwarts, right? Because Hogwarts is huge. Hogwarts is really big. So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot. So, and finally, ending up with combat. A little taste of combat, a little taste of how all that works.
Let's go.
Just a little taste, yeah. So we're excited to get there. But again, first and foremost, we need to get into this character creator. And James, with you here, we wanted to let you create this character. So Andrew, who is going to be doing all of our gameplay capture today,
Is this good? No, I'm so sorry.
is going to
So
be
sorry.
handing you the controller.
I should have set this up before.
Oh my gosh. All right, I won't break anything. All right, so what are we looking at right here on this screen?
These are your presets. So a lot like other games, there's some initial settings that you can choose for your character.
All right.
That just kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man.
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be.
All right.
Our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for the very first time, that they feel like they have the options in order to represent
sure
who
have.
they are
That guy kinda-
and
oh, never
essentially
mind.
bring themselves to
sure have
Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Oh my god, and options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here right quick?
It's all about you
Okay,
today.
okay. All right. So,
Go for it. Okay,
yeah,
that's
that's
my
me.
way.
That's me.
Oh.
We're here. That's me right there.
So
All
big,
right,
yeah.
so let's. That's step one.
We're
So,
pretty close, but let's look at everything
Okay,
here. You
let's
know,
go over
play
here.
around with some of these options. Like really,
He's too excited. Chill out.
all right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw
So face shape?
in the previous screen, all those faces are choices that you have here. So you can, now you're just kind of getting into the details in your face shape, in your skin color. And then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away, even though it's an option later in the game, you can collect different types of glasses, put them on later. We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
Oh man, oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this. Wow, you guys thought of every crazy. I like
All right,
that.
chill out.
I don't think my face is that skinny, but
It's not
I think
Elden
we'll go
Ring
with that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
No,
Those are your glasses
This
there.
glass.
Yeah.
You can get
Oh,
glasses.
so we started. We could go Harry Potter if you want.
You go Harry Potter.
Oh man.
To be honest, I'm probably gonna
And
go
this
with
is
the
just
ones all the way on
some
the
of
right.
The options, I'm assuming.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going with the
through
Harry
the course
Potter
of the
ones.
game, there's a lot of different options
Skin
that you'll keep
color.
unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear for the character, there's lots of different classes.
So we
there's
can
different
go like
masks,
very
there's
dark or
all kinds
very
of
light.
things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era, though.
Yeah,
Like,
right
it's
up front.
very
Such a
authentic.
good call. Such a good call. Oh my gosh. All right. So now, we can go.
Oh
sleep on
my
this
god,
one
they
with the hair.
they gave us fades. Oh my god.
I spend a lot of time here just like dreaming about my
Look
different
at that.
characters.
All right, we
my
got
gosh,
cornrows.
the pony-
Put the ones on the left,
the
bro.
thing I'm always amazed by whenever
the
I
ones on
see
the left
any
with the
aspect
fade. Look at the
of
one with the left with the
Hogwarts
fade.
Legacy's character creator is just the texture.
Oh, the
And,
texture
like,
looks
you even
good.
adding the bounce
And it
with
moves.
the hair
Yeah.
moving around.
Facts.
Yo, that kind of looks like Hermione a little bit. I'm not even gonna just like Fred. I'm not Fred. And we can just go. Can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
All right,
Absolutely.
that's kind of weird that they don't have the colors and it's just a slider.
Yo,
That
this
part is kind of an
so
L.
Cool. Oh, I like
That's
that.
my hair right there, bottom
That is
left. Left,
cute.
left. If you go all the way to the left.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
those look nice.
Little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair, like way
Nobody
back. but
asked, bro. Nobody asked.
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But
Damn,
oh
this
my
is sick as hell, though.
gosh,
I'm not gonna
this
lie.
is so
The hairstyle
cool.
creator is
So you literally
cold,
can bring
bro.
yourself.
Okay.
Like,
Put
there's
that
a
one.
myriad
Alright, don't put that one.
of
Suck me.
textures and different hairstyles here.
Yeah,
All
like
right, so
with the hair
now
color,
we're
I'm
getting over
like,
here to play around with
Scars.
some of the.
These are more subtle options.
Alright.
We've
Okay.
got freckles,
Why-
moles.
alright, why can we not have the
different
Harry
things like,
Potter?
when it comes to your complexion, like darker eyes.
Mhm.
Why
maybe
can we
like
not
some
have the
shading
Harry
on the
Potter one? Like, you
cheeks.
could have at least
Oh,
given us that one,
man.
or whatever.
You guys literally thought of everything with this.
I do have a bit of fun with that. And then the scars are one of those options where, Harry had his own unique scar, but you can come in with different
Yours.
scar options.
Yeah. Oh,
I like that, I like that.
wow. Look at that. I didn't even
I like that.
see that.
Those are my favorite. The eyebrow
Yeah,
scars.
yeah.
Love those. Love
Yeah,
those.
you look kind of
It's a
like
classic.
Yeah, you look kind of just like tough.
So you can be Kakashi.
So now we're over here. Oh man, this you
Eye
guys,
color.
This is so sick.
Again, getting more subtle
Mhm,
here.
mhm.
Really like dialing in that face to really get your.
I don't know how revealing I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally,
He's just
have
roasting himself.
So many options just starting the game. I feel like I'm going to be here like forever.
You can have the
And then this,
Carl
this
Anthony
final tab
Towns.
here. This is where you kind of bring your whole character
Carl
together.
Anthony Towns,
You know,
yeah.
this is where you finalize everything. You're not
You have
choosing
two
your house here.
voices.
Okay,
That's not yet.
that was a theory.
But here's where you bring.
Told you.
You choose voice one or
Can't choose
voice two,
your house
which
yet.
is more kind of a masculine or a feminine voice, and then even within that,
I have quite
changing
a-
your pitch,
Oh, with
the pitch slider.
I have quite
It's a
a
subtle slider, but,
masculine
but
voice,
you can
I
hear
think.
it.
Concerned about.
That was quite something.
And so you can kind of make out the differences. But yeah, you choose which kind of
That
voice
was
you
quite
want.
something.
You'll be selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because
Okay.
Andrew's going to be taking us through some of the experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about difficulty, yeah, with combat and how that
Mhm,
plays in.
mhm.
That is
But
a
I
big
think
question.
the important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers, especially,
Right.
story mode is a way to get into this without being.
I'm
worried
playing it
about,
on
like, oh, do I need to
hard.
be good at games.
I'm
Like, no,
playing
just
it on
enjoy this game.
hard.
And I will put expecto and then go.
Boom.
We're good. We're good. Awesome.
And then whether you want to be witch or wizard.
Let's see the different
What do you
options. Do you
think,
want
character
to?
creator? We're good.
I'm
All right.
good. I'll let let's
Don't wanna
explore
click on it.
Hogwarts and let's get into some.
All right. Through the magic of using a dev kit, we're going to be loading up a save a little later in, so that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay
Okay.
pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James. There you
That map looks terrible.
are. You're
I'm
wearing
sorry.
the House Fanatic robes
Straight up.
from the account linking.
Thank you. Thank you. I do look good. And this is our first look at the Hufflepuff common room, I'm assuming. I mean, dorm room.
dorm room,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is awesome. But Alan, what are we seeing right here with the UI? Because this is our first look.
That UI looks horrible. I just want. Sorry.
Yeah. So right now, we know there's been a lot of questions about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over it from right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond. So those are, everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay.
20.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly.
It's pretty cool.
To the top left of that is you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times. And Revelio is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what
I'm going to move my cam just so you guys can see the gameplay a bit more.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Okay, cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world.
I don't know why, but
and
it looks...
Those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of mini-maps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the mini-map.
Thank you.
Turn on or off different elements.
That mini-map looks very low quality.
Yourself.
And we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of, that's what you're seeing there. And this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories. Very nice bedside tables.
They are nice bedside tables.
Yeah,
those are quite nice.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're walking out.
Listen, bro, you got to start somewhere.
We really tried making.
Well, you think streamers just don't talk? They just sit like this until people come in the stream? No,
the first thing I know is the music. The score is amazing with this.
Gorgeous.
And I'm calling out here.
Plus,
this is unique music
this is a video
that you're
anyway
for the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those Common Room videos we released. You'll notice the music's a little bit different, and that is entirely intentional.
Hufflepuff Common Room. That minimap makes me want to throw up.
To your common room in every single house, just a little bit differently. You can customize that experience right away.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome! Look at that.
So, I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here and talking about it, and I'm sure Boston and James could be like just geeking out over it.
All the details come from J.K. Rowling's writings for this common room. The round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers on the fireplace.
It's got a real earthy vibe.
Yeah.
It's very, very earthy.
Which is like elements for each of the houses, right?
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw's air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin is water. We really leaned into that for each common room.
Okay.
Wow.
So it feels earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's what we were. Hopefully, it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I know you don't want to leave, but we're gonna be leaving.
I'm gonna be honest, the quality of the game looks kind of, I don't know.
Sound effects though, like looking back at the past trailers, it was just music, but kind of hearing
that made me want to just
cool.
jack off. That was nice.
Yeah.
Andrew's gonna make use of one of our spells, Revelio.
That was very nice.
Use Revelio right here because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something there.
All right.
So these are something that we kind of
and they have the Harry Potter music.
You'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some XP for
I
it,
don't
and you can
know
also see
why,
the advanced thing called,
but the
like,
HUD looks kind of like
challenge.
clunky to me, like
So
the
I wanna talk about that a
outlines.
little bit. So we had to ask ourselves, what?
Why is he so happy?
I'm
Sorry.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there. But in our game, we had to answer the question, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Facts.
Okay.
And so we have an answer to that question, and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit. You can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
That's your Wizard's Field Guide, and you can see your house kind of crest
in the middle,
overlaid
yeah.
over it.
Okay,
Right? And you
okay.
can see that on your level as well. So that the field guide has this magical property of looking out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors
So
have
cool.
granted it to you as a late 5th year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
On the bottom.
locked into there.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges, quest challenges,
Wow.
exploration challenges, and you can see field guide pages are on there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
1%. We unlocked that one field guide page.
that entire category is one of the ways
I like
that,
this, I like
the book
this.
itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're
That
actually
is
going
so
to
cool.
interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn
Yeah.
XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone. So.
Little glimpse of the grand staircase
Yeah.
here. We're not gonna.
I mess with it, I mess with it.
All the portraits.
Oh
And
my
I did notice
goodness.
the blue flame just ignite right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fast travel points there. House hourglasses. We had to. How much fun was it designing those and putting all
Oh, they're
those in
gorgeous,
there?
but
But
that they're there just like in the books.
Yes.
Right
It's
next
a
to
nod
the
to
Great
lore.
Hall.
it's a nod to
Yeah.
lore. House points is not a
Oh, house
core
points.
mechanic or system in the
Yeah,
game.
we
It
didn't
is
turn it- we didn't turn it into
narratively.
like a
All
gameplay
right, those
system, but it
NPC
definitely has its
animations
own
are
narrative.
so
And there are lots of
NPC-like.
places where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but
Yeah.
but we nod to them as part of the
Why is he
narrative.
jumping?
To the
Oh
right
my
Part of
god,
there,
okay.
Andrew
World.
was teasing. That's the Great
Great
Hall
Hall.
over
Yeah.
through those doors. Again, we're not going there.
I'm just
He's
nitpicking
kinda
a
like,
little. That triggers me.
No.
That
Cool,
triggers me a lot.
cool.
Is that Dumbledore?
Here's another collectible page. You know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up. And
I feel like that noise
That's
is
a
gonna
shot
get
straight
real
from the
annoying.
trailer, too. Just that part right there. I recognize
we
that.
might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those. So
And this must be summertime because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Oh,
the
that
detail
is
like this
awesome.
is kinda-
That is awesome.
I get surprised by it all the time.
That is awesome.
I didn't
It's
even know that was a
sentient
thing.
magic castle. So
Oh man. And we're going out.
Mm.
That.
This is like GTA
It's where the students
physics.
would normally kind of congregate, just to kind of chill out, play
They need
with
to-
each other outside of the Great Hall before and after meals.
They need to add like more talking, like the
And I
There's a little
love the
bit,
way
there's a
that
little
when
bit.
the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside. There
That
are
is
pathways on
huge.
both sides of things, so you really get a sense of scope
Yeah.
to how big this castle
And
is.
when you see things like you'll notice a
Dude.
bridge over there, that's a place you can go to and cross. Like
Yeah.
everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
we put a lot of effort in making it feel really alive. Not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland.
Yeah.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so it just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it, and
Oh my gosh.
that landscape, that
This
Scottish.
location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is from the
Nintendo
Spring
game.
ASMR.
Oh, no,
and
man.
yes, so that puzzle right
man.
there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to
I am
that.
going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on. We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of secrets.
Oh my god.
But this is this grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
This is a big hub of the school. Like it's a big castle, but it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love that. I love
each
that.
direction, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there. Transfigure
every time I look at the map, I just get angry for some reason.
courtyard, the library straight ahead. So it's kind of a the hub
Oh my
of
god.
a lot of the castle.
Even the color visually, you can just tell. Okay, green.
Oh, green go that
greenhouse,
way.
Oh my god.
A lot of it'll be subconscious, but
Yeah.
it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
Accio it.
That's not
Not
to
gonna
say that it's
accio it?
easy to
Okay.
learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it
It
on a
is a
daily
castle.
basis.
It
It's a
is.
castle.
Great point.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing a lot of things here. I'm noticing he's swinging the camera this way and that.
Yeah.
He's got this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm
from the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my
This
god.
is another location where the students will gather, and just kind of chill out.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a quest giver here.
Let's go, man.
Is everything all right?
What?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
I'm getting mad. I'll tell you in a second.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
What kind of side?
Okay. What was that reverb? Okay, sorry. Number one, what was that reverb on the voice? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna get mad. That was like the most horrible audio quality I've ever heard in any single game. There was like no surround sound. They added like a few birds and were like, yeah, the birds are in, let's go. And it sounded like it was recorded on this microphone. And they just put a bunch of reverb on it. Like it sounds like it was recorded in a hall and not outside. Sorry, wow, that was horrible.
Quests are really, it's a cool way to interact with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with,
And yes, I know it's not finished yet. It's still in progress, but whatever.
various
I'm just
things
telling
like
my
that, as well
opinions.
as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts, I think. There's a
in this
little
case,
bit of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions. Different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game-wide. Some of these affect characters' lives, the ending of the game.
And sometimes it's just about you being a little bit of a
Sometimes
nice
just about
guy
the
or just
mission.
being a jerk.
Yes, absolutely. So the scale really varies, but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
This is the Dada Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Power.
Defense
which
Against
is-
the Dark Arts. This better be
is one of
fire.
my favorite locations.
Yeah, this better be fire.
in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness of
It
this
is
area.
very iconic, very unique to anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we can talk to. Notably
I don't know if I want to
younger
suffer
student.
again. I don't know if I want to suffer
First
again.
year, an 11-year-old.
I don't know if I want to
Are you
suffer
all
again.
right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Why does everyone hate you? Why does it? Thank you.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I
Pruitt.
wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is.
She stole it.
I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles.
Hey yo.
Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Oh, wow.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
Wow.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway,
That is true.
I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
How does she know you're 5th year? That's kind of crazy. Wow, you don't have any friends.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
Okay.
I love that.
I feel sorry for her. Real quick, I think I just lost 5 years of my time span listening to that audio where they just slapped on as much reverb as they could. Sorry.
Interaction with her, because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can you can feel for her, you can be a jerk to her, you can be like, Gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean. Like
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
that's a good example of the
Gobstones too. I know people are gonna ask, Gobstones playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Not playable.
Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the
Yeah,
game.
we know that.
I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn into gameplay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, the castle looks amazing. I think the castle looks amazing, but it needs to be a bit more polished, but it looks amazing.
And there were calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket, just kind of for the overall health of
Wizard's
the thing.
chest.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time
Part of
there was something that
Steven's
we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of like acknowledge it, touch it, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here too, we're like,
I was like, we're in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it
Before they talk about that, I just want to say I'm trying to find a balance of talking and not talking so you guys can get it.
Schedule-based system? Is it to tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative-based, and so there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative. Each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that Andrew's been kind of showing off, ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And maybe down there he's sipping some tea with
That's the most British thing I've ever seen, by the way.
And it's no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh, come on.
But like,
that looks amazing.
Speaking of lived in, like the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like it just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that, the brooms going by.
That's cool, but
Love that.
there needs to be more chatter in like while you're walking throughout the school, I feel.
The data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player, help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality, and
personality. I like that because
Yeah,
it
a
gives
lot of
it does like
character.
Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
A sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of
And
grow
full
and
of,
develop. Oh, I heard something.
Yeah. Speaking of characters.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic himself.
My future poltergeist too.
Mr. Magic,
You
okay.
know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side. That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
got
Oh,
his,
I know
his
that.
Bowtruckle friend. And I think if players don't know, there's
Alright.
another
Well,
Revelio
sorry.
page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
I've only watched the movies.
The third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are at the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls at the owlry.
I
all
love
the
the
owls.
fog rolling down that.
Great callback.
I never
Great
said
call.
anything about that, so.
No, I also love that as I one of my favorite things about just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can go to, that I can visit. I just love that sensation knowing
so
that that is
cool.
real.
That lovely Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was but a fraction of this enormous castle.
We saw that,
closing it
we
out
saw
here
that.
in the clock tower. So another recognizable location,
Yeah.
but this is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret dueling club is that the students have put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Luke and Brattleby here.
That's
He was
cool.
in a younger year. But
How
we
is
kinda
he?
like that this
All right.
that he's running things.
May I
Hello,
use the...
Lucan. May I use the...
Sorry. I'm never asking a younger, to ever use something. Give me that, man.
training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
Actually, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool, never mind.
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good
Oh, he's
opportunity
cool, he's cool.
to now jump into combat because
Never
really in
mind.
the game this is going to be the first time where you.
All right, we're getting into combat.
Learn about
Let's go.
Combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game like really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Tell me, Simon.
So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by four what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There's
Basic
certain spells
shots.
that the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now. And you
Oh,
trigger that
okay,
by
that's cool.
tapping R2 on
R2.
your controller. So you can see in the corner
All right.
R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is
Oh,
also your
okay.
gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands.
Ooh.
And if we let go, you see how it contracts.
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it
That's
expands.
clean. That's
And
clean.
so when it expands, then all the spells that you slotted while you're holding that button can now be tapped with your face buttons.
Awesome.
That's
And not only
clean.
that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional
That's
ones, so that you can slot up
clean.
to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy
Alright.
of in combat. I need to be able to access things very rapidly.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
And-
amazing. I'll
and
give
so
it to
you
him. That's
learn over
good.
the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell
Damn, his
casting,
wand
but
looks
also
sick.
it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their
All right, the combat looks crazy.
cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again.
Wingardium
you can see cooldowns on the
Leviosa,
spells
right?
that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things like cooldowns through your talents, different things that allow you to kind of like juggle and adjust and update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them. And that's how you access
Alright.
all those.
Oh man.
That's very cool, though.
So looks like
That's
about to
very
do some
cool.
action over here.
Yeah. So this is a great way to kind of learn how to pull things together,
So you use
pull those
Leviosa
combos
right here.
together.
Yeah. Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Well done, Andrew.
That's cool.
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
That's cool.
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
He's cool.
I think now we can take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause
I'm
the
ready.
pause the action
Yeah.
and talk about what you're seeing on the screen, because there is about to be a lot going on.
All right. All right. Who we fighting? Let's see right
Here
here.
you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of
One
your
of the other
classmates.
students.
But in this case, we're not. We want
All right.
that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of
All right.
of combat.
So apparently you've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against three people.
Three.
Off the jump.
All right. They're all like kids. They're gonna get wrecked.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in.
Breakthrough violet
so,
spells.
You're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually
Protego.
play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you
Oh,
notice that there are different
shoot.
colored kind of shields around different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we're trying to put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are I forget
That
the other
is
one,
sick.
control spells. And so those things for the player.
And you have like
they
spider
wind up
sense.
also being
I like
a
that.
color indicator
Ooh,
for
nice dodge.
which actual spell to use to break the different shields that enemies can use.
That's
That way it rewards kind of like that.
You have
close
spider
attention
sense. You
that
have
you're
Doctor
paying-
Strange
paying
spider
something.
sense.
We've got this paused here now, and you can kind of see all the elements on the screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's
Give
going
us a breakdown
on.
of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, you know, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown. The halo over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a
Spider
sixth sense for
sense.
those things that are coming.
Just say spider
If
sense.
you
It's
see the
okay to
halo,
say
it
it.
means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in and off with Protego.
And I love that deflect where it
I
goes
like
off
that.
and like hits things.
One thing I don't like is that fat Protego shield. Every time you counter something, a fat shield pops up. It's like, that's kind of lame. Like, it would be cool if it was just like, you know, like a sword, not like a huge shield.
Up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns
Oh,
the enemy.
stupefy.
And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character,
Good
and
dodge,
you're-
good dodge.
You're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that attack into a direct attack on the person that you're comboing.
Back into gameplay here. Andrew's gonna pretty handily finish these.
Okay, I hate that
other
shield.
Students off here. Win this
Look
duel.
how fast it is. If I could-
Damn. Drank some
Yeah,
lean.
we really felt like in the movies there's
Nice.
almost
Okay. I'm messing with the combat.
it's kind of like there's this element of kind of like fencing from a very great distance.
That's such a good call.
And there are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea.
beat them
That's pretty unique to the
blindfolded.
Wizarding world.
Understandable.
Well, perhaps you should try that next time. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round.
All right.
I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then. The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
I'm messing with the combat.
And that is more or less gonna wrap it up for us for now, for what we wanted to show you.
Okay.
Character creator, tour of Hogwarts,
Okay.
and just that little taste of combat. But we didn't want to leave you without, well, maybe a little taste of something that we're
Give us something.
we may show in the future, may show next
Quidditch,
time.
Quidditch, or
You know, so
broom
leaving
flying.
the castle, going out here.
Uh-huh.
more owls.
More owls. Chill out.
Owl mail. There's the owlry again.
I wasn't hating.
Yes, all of the owls. But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts to
Wow,
the
that
world
looks
beyond
amazing.
Hogwarts.
Wow.
And
That looks insane.
this is not somewhere where we're going today.
Wow,
but we will
that's
definitely be taking you
insane.
in the future.
That's insane. That is insane. There's a lot of clipping going on though,
Little
which
glimpse
kind of
at the
triggers me.
scale of the castle back there. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here,
That-
but I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that you've seen. But I think, James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things. So
Yes.
while we're done with what we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that because there's a lot. Let me grab it. All right, so some of these questions we did pull from the community secretly, but I did pull from the community. So,
and also from, I mean, going through this, I
Based
feel like
off of-
you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about. I'm sure.
Elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So this would be like for the both of you guys. Will we be able to go back and change our character creation if we don't like it?
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color. So kind of like core shapes, you know, like with the body and face, not after the fact.
Okay.
But there are lots of things. There's kind of like a barber shop in Hogsmeade that you can go to.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
inside
There's a
of
wizard
there,
barber.
Get a fresh trim.
Yeah.
You could change your hair color for holidays or something, right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
The game features a lot of
All right, calm down, Reddy.
appearance customization
Calm down.
in it. So there's a ton of options there. But that's in terms of like your character and stuff that you have the character creator. It's like a smaller set of what you saw there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, awesome, awesome. Next question: what kind of leisurely activity can we do? Can we study with our free time? I mean, what will we be doing just hanging out in Hogwarts?
Because as you progress through the game, there's a bunch of different missions that open up. Most of them are driven by different characters' personalities. You know, some of them want help getting up to hijinks, or some of them want to just explore secrets in the castle because there are new secrets in our castle to explore. And so
they have the older one in the
so
background.
I think there's a bunch of things to do, and when it comes to class,
Have all the
as I mentioned
Horcruxes.
earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are kind of like blockers for main mission. Kind of like you can't go on this mission until you have the spell, and then the spell is open. You know the assignment and how you complete it with your professor. And so there are opportunities to study, so to speak, like with that. But they do all take the form of our mission structure.
As you mentioned earlier. Wow. Let's get into some combat right quick. Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal?
That's a good question.
Spells have different levels, or are they all equal? I'm trying to think of how to describe that. So each spell has kind of like its own core identity and what it does in the game with regards to both kind of like puzzling, world exploration, and enemy combat and all that kind of stuff. And then it's through the talent system. Right? And when you go into that, it's kind of like each of those spells has ways to kind of like advance and grow and change. And as you spend talents, in some cases, it even changes like the way you approach the battlefield and things like that. So I'd say that's no more true than with like dark arts, for example. And as you go down that line and you kind of play around with those talents, it really does start to kind of like affect even how you approach combat and how you think about the battlefield.
Okay.
I won't be touching the dark art stuff, but I know many of you guys will be.
Maybe on your second playthrough?
Yeah, second playthrough, yes. Okay. Dark Hufflepuff coming, #soon. I want to close off with this question, and this will be for everybody, and we'll start with Boston. With this game that you guys have been working on for however long and the excitement you guys have, what's one aspect of Hogwarts Legacy that you are excited for the fans to experience? Boston.
I think I'm just excited for the fans to play through the world, specifically the castle. And,
all right,
maybe
so
go
the
read those
world
books again.
and the castle.
I
world
hope
and the
that
castle.
either whether you're already a fan and love this game, or this is your first introduction into the world, I hope they just point at each other in the best way possible. And I'm just excited for fans to get to finally go to Hogwarts and feel like they can own it and live there. I've lived there for 5 years. It's a great place to live. Official 5th year.
It's really funny because I want to give a different answer and I will, but I actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar. Because my favorite thing when running around, playing the game, and getting to know Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God.
Okay.
Because you want the person architecting it to really know that.
So she's the architect.
But,
okay.
When I rewatch the films or I'm rereading passages from the books, there's a different relationship to those things having played the game.
Right.
And so it's really looking over the edge and seeing location. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know what's around that corner in the film. Like if you go down this way, there's actually a thing over here, and there's this person over here, and this thing happened, and it just adds all this richness to everything that you already love.
And not just that, but you're going to add your own story.
Yeah.
So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
Yeah.
And then the quick answer, just to have something different, is I just love being on a broom.
Being on a broom.
Looking at the whole world and just being like, okay, I can just go.
I can go there.
That vantage point,
There's just
I wish they
kind
of showed some
gameplay. It
of
feels very different in that kind of open air and on that thing. It just it's kind of incredible. Yeah.
And wrapping it up, for me, it's just bringing the community together with it and sharing those stories, because it is your story, and you are going to be writing. This is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places, and I think that's going to be really cool the way that everybody brings those things together. All right, and that's everything that we have to show you today. I know maybe it wasn't everything you wanted to see, but it was a whole lot of stuff. Character creator,
it was nice.
Little mini tour of Hogwarts there, just a small part of it. A little bit of combat. And we do have some more stuff coming up for you in the future. Hogwarts Legacy releases on February 10th, 2023, and is available for pre-order now. But that's going to do it from us. We're going to leave you with a little something else. But for now,
what you going to leave us with, Chandler?
Bye.
What you going to leave us with? That was the most awkward cutout. That was awkward. Okay. They showed us a little sign. Is that it? Is that it? That was it. You know what? You know what I'm saying. That was pretty good. That was good. Listen, guys, I'm gonna make a video. I'm going to make a bunch of videos on what we just saw. But the first thing I want to say, I'm so sorry, is that was the most disgusting... Listen. There's not a lot that's bad with the game, okay? There's not a lot that's bad with the game. And I love what I saw here. However, that audio made me want to throw up 12 different times. It made me want to throw up 12 different times. I'm sorry. But yeah, other than that, the game was pretty good. Like, from what I saw. Does it not leave us with that end screen? No? Alright. Yeah, it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. Also, the map made me very, very violent. The map was not... I was not messing with that map. It looks like it was just... I don't know, it looks mad blurry. And also the HUD. Basically just the HUD. The HUD is cool and all, and I really like the spell expandation. However, I'm not really a fan of the kind of like outlines or maybe the texture styles maybe. But you know, it's all just minor things. Like I said, okay, the game looks great. Don't start crying. Relax, all right? The game looks good. I'm just saying there's a few things that me personally I don't like. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, this was pretty lit. I will maybe cut this up, put this in a video, or maybe just upload this as a video. But without further ado, I'm out. Peace.